Good afternoon for Roundtable on April 9th, 2021. My name's Randy Spurlock. We're streaming this and also recording it. So you guys are about the biggest group that we've had for a while. For you people out there in Radio Land, there are 6 people present besides myself. So a couple of people coming back from work. I've been here since 1998 for a total of, about 19 years. All of my experience here has been heavy haul and training. So I've had about 3 or 4 years of training glass and flatbed. Never done anything but open equipment. I love driving. I love the stuff that we do. So I'm going to go around. I'm going to ask each of you to introduce yourselves. Tell as much as little as what you want to, but tell me your name, what division you're going into, and anything else you want to share.
I'm Rand Shellhammer. I'm from Henderson, Nevada. I'm going into RGN, and I just have always had a passion for hauling the bigger stuff, and I got a taste of it, and I came over here to get more of it.
Good deal. Welcome.
Ron Martin. I'm returning back to combine. Been off and on for almost 5 years here. Just glad to be back.
Glad to have you back.
Trey Campbell, came from Alabama. Here to do glass, flatbed. That's it.
That's it.
I'm Alex. I'll be running water, and I'm a new CDL holder.
What's that mean, running water? We all run water. You just turn a tap.
Hopefully I'll be working the dedicated water line.
But dedicated water route. Okay. Good deal. And you're a student, you said?
Mm-hmm. No, graduate.
Right.
Okay.
But you just came out of school. Okay,
Yes.
cool. Welcome.
Thanks.
I'm Skylar Hurst. I just returning from medical leave, and I changed from glass into the FAK division.
Well, cool.
So,
Glad you're back.
I'm Travis Barnes. I'm from Wyoming, and I'm in the RG Inflated.
An RGN2 or a 5-axle?
Yeah.
Okay. That's what they call it over at the Career Center. It's RGN2. It's got 2 axles on the back there. Okay, so glad you guys are here. And I've got some things to cover that some of the managers gave me. You guys feel free to comment, question, whatever throughout. It's supposed to be a round table. That often doesn't turn out to be a round table. Turns out to be one person talking and everybody listening. So feel free to comment, jump in if you wish. Summer is upon us. That means it brings heat, it brings sunlight, brings a lot more miles, and it brings a lot more people that we share the highways with. But first and foremost, take care of yourself. Stay hydrated. It's easy to forget to drink water, especially while you're working. It's extremely important that you do in order to stay properly hydrated, that you particularly during the hottest months of the year, simply because heat illness is not a thing to mess around with. Keep a couple of bottles of water next to you. Will help serve as a reminder to drink. Every year we have people that get heat-related illness, not stroke or anything that severe. But it happens to the best of us, just not paying attention to what we're doing. So please keep yourself hydrated. And do it conscientiously. Candy Spencer wants me to relay that to keep your tires inflated. In the higher temperatures of the summer, the chance of tire blowouts increase. Underinflated tires can further increase the risk of blowouts. So you want to be sure to check your tires and that they are properly inflated before you drive. That's the second biggest cost, I believe, in the trucking industry after fuel is tires. And it is a huge cost, and it is so easy to avoid. I myself have seen that there's a huge difference between somebody that properly maintains their tires, and I don't mean somebody, but there's a huge difference in equipment. You look at somebody that just doesn't care and they don't do their proper inflation or their proper checks, and you can tell that there are different wear patterns on their tires, and they're getting down in certain places. It's uneven wear. It's all caused by lack of proper inflation. Somebody else that stays on top of it, they look like new tires until the end of their life, except for the tread wears down. And there's not a lot of those people. We need more people that check their tires conscientiously on at least a weekly basis. You should be thumping your tires several times a day. I don't know how many of y'all are in a practice of doing that, but every time you get out, every time you stop, your tire billy or your hammer or whatever should come out with you, and you should be tapping those tires and making sure that you don't have any flats or have lost air.
One thing, if you're gonna check your tires, do it first thing in the morning.
Absolutely.
They're still cool. Don't try to do it in the middle of the day, cause then the barbecue doesn't blow that much.
Yes.
So,
Yep, don't do that. There's a huge difference in temperature for proper inflation. And we know that people don't check their tire inflation, their tire pressures on a daily basis. It is imperative that you do it on a weekly basis. And when I say thump your tires, I'm not saying thump your tires because you're checking the air pressure, right? And I know people say that you cannot tell the pressure in a tire, which you cannot by thumping it, but you can darn sure tell if you've lost 20 pounds of pressure. There's a big difference between a properly inflated tire and one that's grossly underinflated. And you're required, whenever you stop to do a tire check, that's part of what we do, and that's part of the expectations and the regulations. When we bail out of a truck to go take a break, go take a pee, go get lunch, you are required to do a tire check every time that truck comes to a stop. Doesn't have to be noted on your logs, but it is required, so it's the right thing to do. There's no telling how many times you'll find a flat or an underinflated tire simply by doing that throughout the course of your career. So, check your brakes regularly. Check them regularly and before you start your drive. Higher temperatures can result in a loss of friction when the brake parts can't absorb any more heat. So make sure that your brakes are properly inspected. Did Jim go through the brake adjustment and give you all your certifications to do that? Makes a big difference in an inspection. So I don't know. I've been asked many times, can you adjust your brakes? Yes, I can. And they'll tell me which ones need to be adjusted. And I have never had the DOT officer come back out to check my work. Right? Generally, they see that you're getting under there and you're doing it, you go back in, and I've adjusted my brakes, and okay, go on, get out of here, driver. So, I'm not saying that happens every time. I am not saying that. I've been fortunate. So, still keeping in theme with summer coming up. Protect yourself from the sun. I used to have the driver's tan. Everybody that drives has the right here on this side of your ear and your neck, and your arm is several shades darker than your right arm. Until you start smarting up and realizing that sun is not such a friend after all. Wear long sleeves. I really do. I don't get along with the sun anymore. I break out, and you'll see me here in the summer. I don't wear short sleeves when I'm working anymore. And I used to all the time. I think it's from working in the sun. But sunscreen, gloves, wearing long sleeves when you're outside in it, protect yourself. A lot more people are on the highway. Roads tend to be a lot more crowded during the summer months with families on vacation and a lot more people having time off work. I would imagine that this summer is going to be pretty heavy with COVID and the relaxation of some restrictions, that we're going to have a lot more people wanting to get out, and that always creates a crazy time on the highway. So be vigilant, stay aware, do your job, be aware of the people that we're sharing the roads with. Carry extra vehicle fluids. For those of you that are getting vehicles today in the yard, I hope that you've already gone over to the shop and got everything that you need: oil, antifreeze, windshield washer fluid, lubricant, any of the stuff that we've got here in the shop that we buy in bulk, we give you, and we want you to carry it on your truck. It can be the difference on whether you can limp in to a shop or whether you've got to stay stuck on the side of the road waiting for somebody to bring you help. Sometimes less than a gallon of fluid will get you going again, with as sensitive as some of those sensors are on these systems, on these trucks. If they don't sense there's enough fluid in it, they'll shut you down and they derate you to 5 miles an hour. And sometimes just simply putting a half a gallon of fluid, getting it up to that sense, will get you going again. So do that. Make sure that you get the stuff that we provide here before you take off, and that you're well supplied with gears and fluid and whatnot, gear and fluid. Questions? No? Going too fast, going too slow, putting any of you to sleep? Can't get a response from the people out there in radio land. But, I know that I just got some eye rolls. That's all right. I know who you are. The driver referral bonus, getting on to Career Center stuff. So I work in the Career Center for Jason, and I work with Amanda and Michelle and Jamie and Jeannie and Bianca, and they work really hard to bring new drivers on. And we don't just take anybody that calls up. We get a lot of applications. We have some pretty strict hiring requirements. We like to think that we hire people that are going to stick around and do us a good job at the same time. That being said, you guys as drivers are our best advertisement out there on the road. If you're talking to somebody and you're talking about the company, I'm not going to ask you to go out there and, talk us up. Speak the truth. Tell them what your experience is. When you're talking to somebody and they're interested in change, it doesn't hurt to try to get them to come to work here. Now, what really doesn't hurt is that we've raised the driver referral bonus to $2,400 this month. It's $1,500 normally. It's $2,400 this month, and that driver that you referred, you don't need to pre-qualify him. You don't need to do anything but give them your name and have them contact one of our career coaches. If they get hired and they make it 30 days, you get a one-time pay of $2,400. And it's not just a one-time deal. If you're a very gregarious, charismatic person, and you get 10 people in between now and the end of April, you got $24,000 in your pocket. Minus taxes, of course. And that's not easy. Of course, it's not easy, but it's just a number to throw out there. We normally only do this during Driver Appreciation Month in either August or September. We're doing it now. We've got a push. We'd like to get some people in seats in all of our divisions. So you don't need to pre-qualify them. All you got to do is steer them our way and let us do our work. You guys are our best source of advertisement out there, especially in today's world where everything's on blast. We're just inundated with everything. come work here, go work there, do this, do that, social media, everybody. So sometimes the human touch makes a big difference to somebody. So we'd appreciate it. Your pocketbook would appreciate it. Going on to CSA. So, anybody know what CSA stands for?
Commercial Safety Alliance?
Nope, I'm sure it does. I'm sure it does, but compliance, safety, and
Accountability.
accountability.
Oh, that
Thank you
one.
very
That one.
I was looking for it because I don't even remember that. It doesn't stand for the FMCSA at the end of the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration. That's not the CSA, but it is part of the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration. So compliance, safety, and accountability. Right? Blackwell and Combined are two separate companies. Right? They work under two separate operating authorities. We are getting pulled in under the Combined side almost at a 90% rate right now. We are above the threshold in 2 markers, and we are just 2 points away from being above the threshold in another marker. Those markers are hours of service compliance. We are over the threshold. Driver fitness, we are over the threshold. Vehicle maintenance, we are 2 points below the threshold. We need to bring those numbers down. Our unsafe driving is almost nil. Our controlled substances and alcohol ranking is 0. And our hazmat violations are 0. And our crash rankings are way down there as well below the threshold. But there are 3 things we need to fix on. And those are all things that drivers can really focus on doing. Hours of service. I know the ELD. I haven't used it. I have not been in a truck since December 19th, 2019 when it came into being. It is a different world, and it is complicated, and you have to be focused to make it work for you. Easy to do. We got lots of guys that are very successful with it and are using it, but you have to trip plan better. You have to know that there's a lot of stuff you just can't get away with. So pay attention to that, please. Driver fitness. Something as simple as, I see that there are 3 of you in here besides me that wear glasses. Can you see distance without glasses? Can you? So do you ever drive without glasses? Okay, so as simple as that. If I'm witnessed by a officer and he saw that I was not driving, I didn't have contacts in, or I didn't have my glasses on, that goes to CSA points on driver fitnesses. If I'm supposed to have a hearing aid in and on, and I don't, that goes to driver fitness. If I have anything that's on my license or anything like that, and I'm not compliant with it, and it doesn't matter if you're using PC, you are still under the rules of DOT even when you are PCing, right? So it doesn't absolve you from any of the other things that you're required to be doing. So that is one of the things that we're above on, and those are coming down. Hopefully we get down and we can get some more green lights in the combined side. Blackwell side. Blackwell side's getting all green lights. They're under the threshold in everything. They're getting close in hours of service. So it's the same thing that we have on the combined side. Right now, Blackwell is under on unsafe driving, controlled substances, crash, driver fitness. In fact, driver fitness is at a 0 on Blackwell, and it's 87 in combined. Right? So pay attention to those things. Now, of course, Combine's got 300 and some odd, 40, whatever, 90 trucks, 390 trucks. Blackwell has 130, so there is that to take into account, but still. Vehicle maintenance is a little bit higher than half of the threshold for Blackwell, but they're getting all green lights, right? So you have to maintain that, you have to keep working at that. So for you all that are going into Blackwell, pay attention to your craft and keep those numbers down so that you don't. I think we just have one person in here, right? Okay. Any questions on that? All right. I'm not done, but all right. The safety focus, every month our safety manager, Melissa Dockery, has a new focus that is for our safety, right? So this year it is Ace Your Inspection April, another chance to put, a little few more bucks in your pocket. Normally we pay $10 for a clean inspection. Right now we're paying $25 for every clean inspection through the month of April. Now you're not gonna get rich, but that is lunch money, right? And you don't need to drive in and ask him for an inspection either, so that's. But that is the focus of our safety campaign this month, is Ace Your Inspection April. Follow your hours of service rules, maintain a positive and professional attitude throughout the inspection, know how to use your ELD, perform a proper pre-trip inspection, have your documents in order, and drive safely and legally. Something I stress in my classes that a lot of people don't think about. Anytime you change the platform of your trailer, whether you're a van, an open equipment, or whatnot, you are required to do a pre-trip inspection. It doesn't have to be as thorough as the one that is laid out in the FMCSR, but it is required. At the minimum, you are checking your tires, you're checking your lights, and you are checking any securement that you changed, added, or removed before you roll a wheel away from that shipper or that receiver. It's not a suggestion. It's required. I can't tell you how many times after I've loaded, I've walked around and done that very thing and found a tape measure, found a tire billy, found a screwdriver, found something I left that I used, or simply saw, oh heck, I meant to put another chain on that load. And walking around triggered that, and I pointed it out to me. So do your pre-trip inspections. They're important to getting down the road safely. Maintaining a positive and professional attitude throughout the inspection. That is correct, but also maintain a professional look, right? If you've got crap piled up on your dash, if you've got garbage piled up in your passenger seat, you haven't shaved in 6 or 7 days, and it's obvious you hadn't bathed in the same period of time, those are all triggers to get you to be pulled in for an inspection. If you look good, they assume you are good. And that goes for your paperwork yourself, your personal belongings and whatnot. If you look like you're a shit show, they're gonna assume you're a shit show. And they are going to pull you in at a higher rate for those inspections. So, I know I've gone on for a while. Anybody have anything to add? Well, I guess if that is the case, it has been a pleasure having you guys today. And thank you very much.